NEP is unique from several dimensions. Here today I am going to highlight on how NEP is very unique from the perspective of early childhood care and development in India. As you are all aware, early childhood, the very definition of early childhood was 0 to 6 for a very long time. And only recently, early childhood has been extended to 8 years. This is something very, very important for people who are engaged in education. So, early childhood is the age group is 0 to 8 years. And when we talk of the age, here we are talking of children who have who are going through the chronological age of 0 to 8 year period. NEP for the first time has included early childhood care education as an integral part of education policy. The very first chapter of NEP starts with early childhood care and development. And NEP uses the terms very cautiously, deliberately, diligently, and they see that early childhood care and development, and they do not use the term preschool education. They use preschool education subsequently, but in the very first paragraph of first chapter of NEP, they talk about early childhood care and development. Why these points are very important for people who are working in education sector is 0 to 3 age group is seen as the early childhood period all over the world. Even UNICEF, they talk about early childhood as 0 to 3 year period. That is the first phase of early childhood. So most of the development foundation that happens for a child is in the first 0 to 3 years, and schools are no way linked with that period. It is only the health ministry and WCD, Women and Child Development Ministry, who run a very big flagship program called ICDS. So they run the services for 0 to 3 year period. Why I'm highlighting on these issues is it has implications, because when we look at the early childhood, sorry, I think there's a message saying that there's an echo. So I really don't know how to rectify it. Okay, okay. Thank you very much for that. See, since independence, I mean, early childhood care education was not seen as an integral part of any education policy in India. Why it is so? There are justifications because India was really grouping with many challenges like child survival, child nutrition, and we had a very high level of infant mortality. So the governments after independence had to struggle with these issues of child survival. So child survival included key aspects like child survival issues, nutrition, health related issue, immunization, or some of the key areas for that concerns experts in the field of child health. And India was focusing on those issues, and that you see both in the health programs and also in ICDS. Early childhood education was seen as more as a play activity, and some of the activities were included in Anganwadi centers. But there is a large number of private schools which started preschools in the form, it could be in the form of Montessori schools, or it could be in the form of play schools, it could be in the form of, say, daycare schools. There were so many schools that were started to meet the needs of children in the age group of 3 to 6 years. And they use their own curriculum because there was no policy on early childhood education, and there was no clarity on what should be expected from early childhood care education. So different approaches, different schools, they did their own thing, and the children were prepared for, say, primary schools. And there was also a lot of focus on reading and writing during preschool age. And schools did their own thing, but there is no standardization. The studies in India shows that without a firm foundation of early childhood education, sustaining elementary education will be a big challenge because children, especially of generation learners, it is very difficult for them to come prepared for elementary schooling. So because of that, there was a huge number of say dropouts, and also studies shows that children were not learning at their class appropriate age. So NEP recognized these factors and said that early childhood care education should be an integral part of education policy. So one takeaway from NEP is, for the first time in the post-independent India, early childhood care education is given due respect and due position in a national policy. So what? What is going to happen just by including into the policy? Can we expect changes? I would say the answer is yes and no. Because early childhood care education has been included into policy, logically, there would be more systematic interventions in terms of what to expect from early childhood care education, which is also known as outcomes, and who should be early childhood care education teachers. There, the concerns like what should be the quality of training, how many semesters, how many credits, all this has been addressed in NEP. So this issue is very critical. Like now we have different types of teacher training programs for early childhood care education using different approaches with different outcomes. One may ask, like, what is wrong with it? But in education, if the outcomes are so varied and if the roadmaps are not very clear, then it would lead to a lot of dilution. In early childhood care education, as per NEP, it is to promote the holistic child development in children. The holistic child development includes different domains of child development, which is mentioned in NEP: cognitive development, language communication, social emotional development, self-help skills, motor development, fine and gross motor. All this should be an integral part of the early childhood care education. So, when the early childhood care education providers, whether in the form of early childhood at 0 to 3 support or in the form of preschools in 3 to 6, or now it has to be extended to even to class 1 and 2. I will come to that a little later because that is also now considered as early childhood. So we are really looking for teachers who are trained for this. NEP talks about two types of training program. One is, they say that Anganwadi workers, Anganwadi centers, they should be given a 6 months module to build their capacity because they already know about nutrition, health, immunization, childcare. So just give a module on preschool education and they can work as preschool teachers. That is one option NEP provides. The second option, it says that though NEP talks about a 4-year B.Ed program for all teachers, which includes early childhood care education teachers, until such a time, NEP talks about a 2-semester program or a diploma program for early childhood care educators, that is teachers. So the universities are now working on the curriculum for these Anganwadi workers. NCERT has come out with a module. And CBR network with Karnataka State Open University, we have come out with a 1-year module for teachers until those who have not completed 4-year B.Ed program to go through this program. And also when the 4-year program starts, to switch over by adding or taking the advantage of credits and join the 4-year B.Ed program. So by 2030, NEP talks about all teachers in early childhood care education having completed 4-year B.Ed program. Until such a time, Anganwadi workers will be given a 6 months module, and other teachers will be given 1 year module. So what will happen to the existing training programs like, say, Montessori and play schools, Portage? There are many, because inclusive education in early childhood care education is seen as a foundation for inclusive education, which is mentioned in chapter 6 and 7 of NEP. So here, when we talk of early childhood care education, we say that the seeds of inclusive education should start during the early childhood. So we need to prepare teachers who can meet the needs of all children, leaving no child behind. So that would include children where NEP uses a term called socially economically disadvantaged sections or groups, CDG. So there should be a special focus on these children for early childhood care education. Since we are involved in developing guidelines for inclusive education for the ministry, so much depends on what quality of early childhood care inclusive education is given by schools. When I talk about schools, who are these schools? It could be Anganwadi centers. It could be existing early childhood care supporters who would adopt NEP principles and include children, all children. Or it could be elementary schools which will add the early childhood care support as an integral part of it. So what it means to see 0 to 8 year age group as early childhood has a lot of implications for class 1 and 2. The approach, the support system that is given, the pedagogical facilities what we have, and child-centered learning support, all that should be based on early childhood care education rather than moving to more of where children would be learning on using the other methods of a formal schooling. So if it is going to be activity based, joyful learning based, even in class 1 and 2, we have to see that class 1 and 2 is an extension of early childhood care support. But in early childhood care education, NEP also talks about centers, the centers which will prepare children for elementary education. So these centers, and they talk about a 3 months module for training the children, and this will prepare children for schools. So these centers, we have to take a stand on policy on that with the state government. They should be established, these centers. It could be in early childhood care education schools, or it could be in regular schools. These centers should be established so that children, they go through that bridge course, a module where they go through the slightly rigor of getting into elementary education. The support is given in a 3-month module. So NEP is very unique in terms of regularizing, standardizing early childhood care education, which would result in more uh, accountable early childhood care education support. I'm using the terms consciously. So that when a child goes through preschool for 2 years or 3 years, now the outcomes are going to be very clear, like what to expect. And early childhood care support, even when it's stretched to 1 and 2, there are questions that can be asked very clearly. What kind of child learning environment is there in class 1 and 2? Whether it is same in class 3 or 4, or whether they use the early childhood care approach in class 1 and 2. All this would require a lot of reforms of existing elementary schools, existing preschools, for us to move ahead in scaling up early childhood care support. NEP also plays a very important role on involving the parents into early childhood care support, which would work on schools working on an active partnership with parents, transfer of technology, having a bridge between the school and home, and involving parents in the early childhood care support is all required. In terms of legal aspects, what it would mean to schools is they cannot start a preschool just like that. They used to, but now it is going to be difficult because there is going to be some structure, and the department will have to have come with guidelines, like what kind of guidelines is required in a preschool, what kind of children, what kind of teachers, what kind of pedagogy. So all these questions were not asked by the departments of education earlier. Now they are going to ask these questions, and as you know, the governments are also forming the guidelines on how to go about it. So it is not that at this point of time, as on today, I would say that not everything is ready. Okay. So the state governments are also working, even the government of India is also working. So to sum up this brief talk on NEP, on early childhood care education, I would highlight the 5 key points. One is, since independence, for the first time, early childhood care education is included as an integral part of a national education policy. It was not done earlier. The second important point is, it is the first time early childhood care education is looking at holistic child development and not just reading and writing skills. So that is the second important point. The third point is, it also makes a provision for children who have not been to early childhood care support to have a 3-month program, which is built into early childhood care education. The fourth point, it gives the same weightage for early childhood care teachers at par with elementary education, secondary education, that they should go through 4-year B.Ed program until such a time the stopgap arrangement has been suggested in NEP that Anganwadi workers need a 6 months module and other teachers need a 1-year module. So with these key points, what I feel is NEP is a way forward, and there first time we see that laying a firm foundation for education, because without early childhood care education foundation stones, building elementary schools, secondary schools, higher education would not work. For a majority of children, okay, who may not be, as fortunate as having educated parents to give support, for a large number of the groups which NEP talks about, socially, economically disadvantaged groups, without early support, it is very difficult for those children to get into the schools and also to sustain without being dropped out of the school system. Most of the children, they are leaving schools as per the research, not that they are having other difficulties, but they also find learning is boring and learning is difficult. So with a good quality of early childhood care education extended up to class 1 and 2, education we are going to see joyful, inclusive, child-centered, and also teacher-friendly. So these are the some of the key outcomes I would expect from NEP when it gets implemented. So I thank Vijaya High School for giving me this opportunity. ಸಾರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ನಾನು, ಯಾಕೆ ಒಂದ್ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಭಾಷೆಲ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಇದ್ರ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆ ನನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೇಳಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು.
I think we had received Namaste, ma'am. I'm Geeta here, the advisory consultant of Vijaya. Namaste, nice to hear you after. I'm really happy to hear the NEP. You know, earlier it was 5 months for grade 1. So moving backwards, it was 2 year, 10 months. Right, ma'am?
Yeah. Say, NEP, has a very clear picture of, say, they talk about 5 years of early childhood period, no? So,
Yes.
So which would start from 2 years and above, okay?
Yeah.
So you can take it, we can keep it as around 2.5 years, okay? as the age where a child can enter preschool. But as NEP says, even before that, we need programs for 0 to 3 year period, because
True, true.
as a professional, I would say that is more critical than preschool. Preschool, we say 3 is too late. So
Yes,
whenever we
absolutely.
talk about inclusive education, I always say 3 is too late. We should start as early. How early? We say that it is as early as possible, because the first fundamental development, especially as you all know, most of the brain development is completed when the child is in the womb. So the what happens in the first 3 years is it's an active acquisition period. Whatever the child gets in the first 3 years is going to be the main foundation for the rest of the life, not just for elementary school. I'm saying for the entire life, the foundation years is laid in the first 3 years. So that has to be given, but we don't expect the schools to give that because they don't have the expertise to give that. But we need more, say, child development centers to give that support to mothers, linking with the hospitals, linking with the maternity centers, give the kind of support that is required. So that is very important. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because why I asked from the administrative power, mostly, now the admissions will start off. That was the
Mm.
main thing. We always used to have a cutoff age criteria, right? So there is no such cutoff, is what I understood by your talk.
That's right. I think you should start with, you should go with the flexibility. Okay, when you are taking children, if until say 2.5 years, it should be a support to mothers. Okay,
Mm, mm,
so that support, what kind of support? Of course, we have the Portage program, which you all know. That support can be given to mothers to understand the holistic child development and how to facilitate that development at home is what is required in 0 to 3. Okay, so then they will come to school. So at every stage, a child needs preparation. The moment they enter this world, the child has to be prepared for life. The child comes with a blueprint, with the potential that is inherent in every child, and every child is unique in terms of pace of learning and in terms of potential. But as an adults, we have a duty to give that support to mothers, which is very, very important. Of course, families, because when we had joint family system, we had a lot of knowledge and experience flowing. But with nuclear families, with just
It's a
single
challenge.
child mom or even I don't see two children also. What happens is children, for a mother, there's no knowledge that is transferred. So every child becomes like a guinea pig and experimentation, and that is not at all appropriate for the child. Okay, so it's very important. See, even for if you have to swim, you need a coach. If you have to learn something, driving, you need to have someone to teach. But to become parents, there is no formal training, and parenting is not that easy. Okay, it needs a lot of knowledge and skills and information, and that has to be given by us. So NEP really talks about it, and we are very happy that NEP is addressing the key issues that is
True.
required. And because elementary education is far ahead, no, early childhood support is,
And
unless we
yeah,
have every stone no laid properly, elementary buildings, no, the collapse, no, that is what we are seeing. So we don't want those buildings to collapse. This will
so
strengthen. Yeah,
So
Alicia.
the early childhood, what you mean to say, what I have understood is, along with the learners being the centric, the child-centric approach, I think the parental equipping also needs to be taken over by the schools to constantly ensure, especially the nuclear family parents, get an insight into
Absolutely.
what is expected. So when both the sides, the learner listens to the
Yeah.
family and the school saying the same thing, the learner will get a better
You said
platform
it
to
so
study.
well. You said it so well. So this is what exactly what I was trying to convey. So I really appreciate Vijay High School for introducing this. It's very important to understand NEP, of course, from heart and also from head. So sometimes without understanding, I see people rejecting NEP. But NEP is like a pair of, say, I would say, scissors. How well we use it depends on us. So let us make optimum use of NEP. And there are unlimited opportunities for us to make use of NEP. Since I'm in a meeting, I just came out for
Thank
this
you.
meeting. So kindly forgive me. I need to close now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this brief insight. Thank you, ma'am. We are very indebted.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
Raghunandan, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. So I think we wanted to have more discussion with madam, and due to the shortage of time, I think we were unable to. I think that's a good, madam. First of all, thanks. So one small question from the VIT perspective as a representative, Indumati madam. Now the idea is, you have given a very clear, traction on actually it is not 8 or 1, it is start from 0. Ideally, it should start from 0 and start engaging to the next level. Now, how do we start? Is there a way to start preparing a sort of small a flow to bring up the concepts in place this year? Is there a process that we have to follow to start implementing for the current year, and see how best we can do this? So because we need to bring in that concepts in place, and also starts identifying what are the gaps in place. Is there a way we have government have brought some sort of a high level guidelines to start implementing the
I'll be sharing. I think it is very important for us to build on the inherent knowledge of ancient India on child care and child development, because India's contribution is also very high. And based on that, we should develop a concept note on what is early childhood support at different stages. We should do that. So maybe little later, I'll be sharing about what the national guidelines which I am working on inclusive education for the government of India. I'll be sharing a lot more on that little later. Okay. Now, thank you very much for that, and I wish everyone a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. In fact, I will thank all the other participants who have joined. So what we will, in fact, it's so nice that with a very short notice, Indumati madam have actually given us a glimpse of the early childhood. And next part of the session we are planning to have for the elementary part of the program, where because these are all experts who are part of the advisory part of the NEP, and we are trying to identify an experts on the elementary side. So we will get the session activated soon, and have this as a one sort of a session for the complete aspects of NEP, right from elementary, secondary, and higher secondary. So thanks for all the participants. If there are any questions, please collate the questions and we can share that information to madam, and we'll bring that as sort of an FAQs as part of the early childhood. Along with that, we'll also share the guidelines of how it needs to be implemented, so that we can start bringing small changes as part of the NEP this year, so that we can understand the aspects of what they want to do. So once we start implementing, we'll find a couple of challenges, and those challenges has to be articulated, and so that we can bring those holistic thinking in place.
Thank you, Raghunandan sir. I think that was a brief but a clear insight into how NEP has to be taken off, I think. Thank you so much for the time given. Thank you all the other facilities. As sir told, if you have any FAQs, please, we request you to post it to us. We will be addressing it later on, right, sir?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
We will list out all the questions and we will come out with the relevant answers and share it with the concerned people. Thank you so much once again. Thank you.
Thank you. Good day.
We can close the meeting.
Thank you, Geeta ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. I think we can close the meeting, ma'am. Kiran sir or whoever is the host can close the meeting.
Yes, we can close the meeting.
Yeah. Good day to all.
Thank you all. Thank you, Kiran sir.
Have a nice day. Have a nice day, madam. Okay,
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.